Welcome to the Funk Zone. I'm Nathan Vonk. I'm the president of the Santa Barbara Arts Collaborative. I'm an art dealer at Sullivan Goss, and I write the Santa Barbara Arts blog. And I'm standing in front of this awesome mural by Wallace. My first time in Santa Barbara was specific to the Funk Zone, and I've sort of been around ever since. About 10 years ago, the zoning was changed in this neighborhood, and with the Coastal Commission, the city and the county decided that they wanted to create a neighborhood that was not as focused on hotel beds as the rest of the waterfront is. And so they created this coastal zone that was made for tourists, ocean commercial, and arts-related businesses. And so whereas you have these huge resorts on sort of either side of the Funk Zone, in the Funk Zone you can't have any of that because of zoning. And that sort of allowed the artists to remain in the neighborhood and kind of create a place that's all their own. My probably #1 favorite place in the entire Funk Zone is Helena Street, just off the beach. It's got this old beachy feel to it, but it also very much sort of encapsulates the larger Funk Zone because it's got surf shops and it's got artist studios. The surf museum is there, and so it's got this sort of mythic quality to it. When you get in there, you know why it's so special and so important, and it's a really, really memorable experience. I'm currently standing in the Arts Fund, and it is one of the most important artistic venues in Santa Barbara generally, but also specifically in the Funk Zone. Because although there's lots of different artistic studios and places stashed around the Funk Zone, very few of those places have regular hours and are open to the public. And so this is one of the few places that you know you can come on a regular basis and see really, really wonderful contemporary art. A large population of creative individuals, not just artists, but artisans, frame makers, wine makers, painters, sculptors, woodworkers. They've lived here for decades, and over those decades they've sort of made this into a very unique place. It's very different than the rest of Santa Barbara. The rest of Santa Barbara is really perfect in its sort of pristine beauty. The community has worked very hard to preserve that, and that's really wonderful. What's wonderful about the Funk Zone is sort of the other kind of beauty, and that's this sort of beauty that you get with great diversity. And there's so many different kinds of things going on here, and there's different kinds of buildings, and there's a sort of a different kind of history. And I think that that is really wonderful and should be preserved and developed, and so that the whole community can sort of appreciate the unique qualities of this area. So in order to protect the sort of wonderful, unique qualities of this neighborhood, I felt we should start organizing and get together and sort of raise awareness about what makes this neighborhood special. Hello there. So we're in the studio of Donna Askoff, Erica Carter, and Ashley Dart. And this is one of the many amazing artist studios to be found in the Funk Zone. These are endangered spaces because as the neighborhood gets developed, these places have a tendency to disappear because they get priced out of the market. And so it's really important to me that we find a way that as things get developed, we can preserve spaces like this so that we retain the artist population that's here now. So in the recent maybe 3 or 4 past years, there's been a great influx of wineries and tasting rooms into this neighborhood. And that's really been wonderful for just to sort of bring people into the neighborhood, because although places like the art funds exist here, the wineries have created a sense of the Funk Zone is a destination that you go to and visit. And they're bringing just a lot of energy and vibrancy to the neighborhood, and a lot of people are talking about it and sort of creating buzz, and for that the wineries have been absolutely spectacular. I have a few wineries that I like. My favorite has got to be Municipal. I like the sort of rustic feel of that place, and it's sort of kept the industrial vibe of the building that's sort of very specific to the Funk Zone. This is one of my favorite of the many wine venues in the Funk Zone. This is bringing a lot of new energy into the Funk Zone and a lot of new businesses into the Funk Zone, which is great. This particular place has a bit more nightlife than the others, which is really fun. So if you come to the Funk Zone after 8 or so on a Friday, this is going to be the place to be. And they also make this sparkling Shiraz, which is one of my favorite things to get. I just bought a bottle of this for myself a couple weeks ago, and it's really special and totally unique to the Funk Zone. If you'd like more information on the Funk Zone, go to www.funkzone.net.